The Nintendo Switch is old. Just how old? I'm going to talk about it in this video. I've been knees deep playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
What the hell does knees deep mean anyway? I know what balls deep means, but knees deep?
If you know, let me know down in the comment section. Anyway, guys, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom non-stop, and it really got me thinking how much better this game would look and perform on a brand new high-powered Switch, and kind of how old the Switch is right now. So let's talk about it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Turbo Jesse here. I'm a Nintendo PlayStation YouTuber. Been playing a lot of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, really covering that game, but I know there's a Sony PlayStation showcase that's heavily rumored in the coming weeks, so I'll be covering that as well. Basically cover all things that interest me, so if you're new to my channel, definitely think about subscribing. I do have a goal of hitting 3,500 subscribers by the end of June. With your help, I can get there. So definitely think about hitting that sub-a-rooney button and giving me an old like. Now on with the video. So before we could really talk about and discuss just how old the Nintendo Switch really is, I thought it was important to kind of look back at Nintendo's history and kind of figure out how old some of their other systems and consoles were before they updated it. For this video, I'm going to be talking about, consoles, not anything handheld, and I'm going to be talking about United States release dates. And the whole story really begins when the Nintendo was released, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, the NES, in 1983, 1 year before I was born, FYI. But that system actually had a 7-year life cycle. I'm not going to go into the history of the NES now, just talking about how old it is, because the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES, came out in 1990. So that makes an NES a 7-year life cycle. Right after that, 6 years later, the Nintendo 64 came out. So that means Super Nintendo, 6 years. So right now we have 7 years and 6 years. So your Nintendo 64 was doing pretty good. But only 5 years later, Nintendo was like, time to up the ante, and they came out with Nintendo GameCube in 2001. 2001. So that's 5 years. So we're trending in kind of a shorter. We went from 7 years to 6 years to 5 years. And then the Wii came out 5 years after that. So 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 5 years. So we're seeing a little trend here. The Wii U was kind of a little bit different. That came out in 2012. So that was 6 years. And then Nintendo Switch came out 5 years after the Wii U. So 5 years. So it basically means that on the very long end of the spectrum, Nintendo waits about 7 years. On the short end, about 5 years. So the Nintendo Switch, as we all know, came out in 2017. We're now in the year 2023, which is mind-boggling to begin with. So it's been more than 6 years. And if we were kind of think about this in dog years, and dog years, for every 1 year of life a dog lives, it's kind of like 7 years. So like dog years, if a dog lives to 11, that's 77 years in dog years. Kind of funny. So I'm thinking about this in like Nintendo years, but let's say every year of life that Nintendo's around, let's call it 13 years. So if the system makes it 6 years, it's Nintendo years. 6 times 13 equals 78, and that's probably like the average lifespan of a person. So 13. So right now the Nintendo Switch is 78. Wow. And if the Nintendo Switch makes it to 7, that's 91, and that's a long freaking life. And that's kind of where we're at right now, because there's no new Nintendo system coming out this year. So chances are that if there is a new one, it'll come out early next year, probably after March. So we're thinking that the Nintendo Switch is going to be 91 years in Nintendo years. That's just bonkers, really, really old. And it's really showing it, like when I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, the graphics are great, but, it's still 30 frames per second. And, the resolution isn't that great either. On a beefier system, I just think you get way more out of these games. And it's just time for something new. I mean, it's time for something fresh. I love new Nintendo systems, and now I just want to tell you just some of the things that I'm looking for in like a Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm not even calling it Nintendo Switch 2. I think we're past that. I think we're past calling it Nintendo Switch Pro or the Super Nintendo Switch. I think the next console that comes out is going to be something brand new. Granted, I do think there's going to be backwards compatibility with the Joy-Cons and the games, but I don't think it's going to be called a Switch. I think it'll be something new and cool and creative, and hopefully they have a great marketing team and won't call it something like the Switch U, because it's time for something new, get people excited. But some of the things I'm looking for are A, I want my games to run at 4K. I don't think that's so crazy. I have this great TV, right? That's, QLED. I just want my games to look freaking amazing. I want better resolution. I want 60 frames per second on most games. I just want the games to look and feel amazing. I don't need hyper-realistic. I love Nintendo style, cartoony, family-friendly, just goofy, weird style. So keep all that. And then one other thing that I'm looking for from the next Nintendo console is some sort of gimmick. I can't even tell you what it is. Maybe it's some sort of motion control that you don't need actually controllers for. Maybe it's a better touchscreen on the back. Maybe it's dual screens again. Maybe it's a foldable Switch that can, fold it over and put in your pocket and unfold it and put into a dock. I don't know. I don't have the brain capacity to possibly think about what the next Nintendo console would look like. But I just want it to look like something cool. I want it to be innovative, feel like a really cool new piece of technology, just like the Switch did when it came out all those years ago. We're talking about 78 years in Nintendo time. That's a long time ago. Think about where you were in 2017. I wasn't married. Now I'm married and have 2 kids. So it's a long time. Time for an update. Guys, anyway, this video is really just to talk about that I think the Nintendo Switch is just getting a little old, getting a little bit wrinkled, starting to walk with a cane a little bit. Time to send that beautiful console to Florida, to the old age home. It can start wearing diapers, eating mushy food, sitting all day in front of the TV. It's time to retire. It could go play golf all day. And it's time for that new, fresh piece of technology in my hands right now. Guys, what do you think? Do you think the Switch is getting old? Do you think it still has another year or two of life? Let me know down in the comments section. Like I said, guys, I've been experiencing some real great growth on this channel. I have a bunch of Sony content coming out, especially if this showcase is real. I'm going to be covering Zelda Tears of the Kingdom a lot over the next few months, and I'm just really excited to see where this channel is going to go. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you on the flip side.